In a world obsessed with leveling up, it's easy to forget the steps beneath our feet, the people who mentored us, the stability we were born into, the random luck of good timing. And when we forget, we rewrite the story. I earned this, I deserve more. But Seneca flips the script. He reminds us that gratitude isn't passive, it's an active practice. Counting blessings is a discipline, not a mood, like brushing your teeth or tying your shoes. It keeps you clean, it keeps you humble. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "We should try to count our blessings. But those who forget the favors they have received are not grateful, but arrogant." It's a powerful line, not just because it praises gratitude, but because it calls out something darker, arrogance. This episode explores that tension, why we forget what we've been given, how that forgetfulness mutates into entitlement, and what it really means to live in gratitude. Most of our blessings are invisible, not because they don't exist, but because they become background noise. Like the hum of electricity, the air we breathe, or the quiet presence of someone who always shows up, we don't notice them until they disappear. Think about your health, the way your fingers type without pain, the ease with which you digest food, the breath you take between sentences. All these are silent miracles. And yet, we rarely pause to say thank you for them. Seneca's warning is clear. When we forget these gifts, we don't just miss an opportunity to feel joy, we risk becoming arrogant. Arrogance is the belief that we are self-made, self-sufficient, that the world owes us rather than the other way around. But no one is self-made. Every one of us has been shaped by thousands of unseen hands, the parent who sacrificed sleep, the friend who forgave our silence, the stranger who held the door when our hands were full. Forgetting these favors doesn't make us independent, it makes us blind. Modern life worships achievement. We're taught to hustle, to climb, to outperform, and ambition in itself is not a sin. But when ambition forgets gratitude, it curdles into entitlement. Have you ever met someone who achieved success but seemed angrier for it? As if the more they gained, the more they felt owed. That's the paradox. Gratitude softens the ego, entitlement feeds it. So how do we remember? Seneca doesn't say, feel grateful when life is easy. He says, count your blessings. That's intentional. To count is to pause, to name, to notice. Try this. Each morning before the noise begins, name 3 things you didn't earn: your heartbeat, a memory with someone you love, clean water, a friend who checks in. These are not small things. These are the foundations. And when someone helps you, really see it. When a cashier smiles, when someone lets you merge in traffic, when a colleague gives you credit, don't just feel thankful. Remember. Because memory is the fuel of gratitude. The ancients believed that to remember well was a form of moral discipline. To forget was not neutral, it was a failure of character. Seneca called it arrogance because he knew what forgetting leads to: isolation, entitlement, bitterness. Gratitude reconnects us to others, to the present moment, to the quiet truth that we are never alone in our becoming. So today, ask yourself, what have I forgotten? What quiet, beautiful thing have I overlooked because I assumed it would always be there? Seneca reminds us that gratitude is not just a polite feeling, it is a shield against arrogance, a doorway back to humility. And perhaps, most importantly, a practice that keeps us awake to the richness of being alive. So count your blessings, not because you have to, but because you can. Because to count them is to see them. To see them is to feel them, and to feel them, that is where joy begins. And maybe, as you count those blessings, you'll notice a lightness in your chest, a sense that you have more than you need, even if not everything you want. Maybe you'll feel a quiet warmth, the kind that doesn't shout but stays. And maybe that's the real gift, not the thing itself, but the awakening it stirs in you. Because when we remember, we return to the moment, to each other, to the truth that we're not owed this life. We're invited to it.